The last fly of flight 7833.
The last fly of Flight 7833. Aeroflot Flight 7833 was a scheduled domestic passenger service from Moscow to Leningrad. On approach to Pulkovo Airport in Leningrad, the aircraft encountered deteriorating weather conditions, including low cloud ceiling, poor visibility, and heavy rain. Despite these conditions, the flight was cleared to approach runway 21. Aeroflot Flight 7833. Complete details of the incident 13th of October, 1974 location, near Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, USSR. Aeroflot, a Soviet state airline, is the operator. Tupolev Tu-154B aircraft CCCP 85102 is registered. The route is from Leningrad Pulkovo Airport, LED, to Moscow Vnukovo Airport, VKO. Fatalities, 109 of 113 on board, including all 6 crew in cockpit. 4 survivors. Up until the final phase of the approach, the flight proceeded normally. The crew was given permission to descend using non-precision approach procedures by Air Traffic Control, ATC. The active runway did not have an instrument landing system, ILS. The crew attempted to make visual contact with the runway while the flight descended too quickly and below the safe glide path. The pilots were unaware that they had descended to an excessively low altitude and were off course because of their spatial disorientation and poor visibility. The aircraft broke up and caught fire about 12 kilometers, 7.5 miles, from the runway when it crashed into a field near Lensivkaz. The aircraft's front section was completely destroyed by the impact. The crash was followed immediately by a fire. 109 of the 113 passengers and all 6 flight deck crew members perished. Injured, 4 survivors seated near the rear were extracted from the wreckage. Navigational error. The crew descended below minimum safe altitude without establishing reliable visual contact or confirming their exact position relative to the runway. Conditions of the weather. Visibility was severely hampered by rain, low clouds, and dense fog. The approach became more difficult because there was no ILS system. Mistake by the pilot. Despite losing situational awareness, the pilots failed to execute a missed approach. Possible spatial disorientation may have affected the crew's depth perception and vertical position judgment. Inadequate ATC support. Air traffic controllers failed to warn the crew about their dangerous descent profile. No mechanical failures were found in the aircraft systems. The flight recorder and cockpit voice recorder revealed that the crew was under pressure to land and hesitant to go around. Soviet aviation at the time had a culture of strict adherence to landing schedules, often discouraging missed approaches. In the 1970s, the accident was one of the deadliest aviation accidents in the USSR. It brought to light the need for cutting-edge navigational aids like ILS at major airports. Later, training protocols for approaching in low light were updated. Contributed to a shift in the culture of aviation safety in the Soviet Union, particularly with regard to the autonomy of pilots in adverse conditions.